Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer channel episode. Today is the 29th of September 2022 and I can reveal that the Queen's death certificate has been officially released. So let's just take a look. I mean, obviously you can see on screen now, I have put it in front of you so you can actually see the full death certificate. This is actually official. It is a real death certificate and it has been released by Scotland. Now, there has been a lot of speculation as to whether or not the Queen's death certificate would actually be released. For normal people, for everyday civilians across the United Kingdom, the law is that death certificates are publicly available to view. However, in England, there are slightly different rules. So if you pass away in England and you are the monarch, you are exempt from that law. So if the Queen had passed away in England, the death certificate would not have to be revealed. However, the Queen passed away in Scotland at Balmoral. Therefore, under Scottish laws, anybody is eligible for their death certificate to be revealed, including that of the monarch. So in recent days, there has been some speculation on whether or not that would happen, whether or not the Queen would get a special exemption from those rules, but it turns out that no, the death certificate has been formally revealed. I think lots of newspapers did put in a request to actually see this. So, this is an extract of an entry in a register of deaths. So the registered death is in the district of Aberdeenshire, and obviously it has the Queen's name listed as Elizabeth Alexandra Mary, sex as female, surname as Windsor. Now, interestingly, the occupation is listed as Her Majesty the Queen. So yeah, I mean, is it an occupation? It's definitely a vocation. It's definitely a destiny, but it has been listed as the occupation on the official form. Date of birth is the year 1926, the month April, day 21, age 96, marital or civil partnership status is listed as widowed. When she died, September the 8th, 2022, and this is crucially, I think, what a lot of speculation has been around. The time of death is listed as 15:10, which is 3:10 p.m. There has been a lot of speculation around the time of death. I think officially the Prime Minister Liz Truss was informed at 4:30, which led many people to believe that roughly the Prime Minister would have been told round about the same time it actually happened. So a lot of people were speculating the time was actually somewhere between 4 p.m. or 4:05 p.m. and 4:30. But it turns out that the Prime Minister must have been told a little bit later than what people were anticipating. So the official time is 3:10 p.m. in the UK. Actually didn't leave all the time for family members to get to the monarch's side. I think the plane carrying many of the royals left, I think it was about 2:30 p.m. So there wasn't that time to get there. So the Queen actually passed away whilst they were in the air. And of course, Prince Harry didn't get there until something like it was past 6 p.m. by the time Prince Harry got there. The location of where she died is listed, of course, as Balmoral Castle, and the usual residence is listed as Windsor Castle, which of course was her main residence. The cause of death is listed as old age with no contributory factors. Now, I know that in other parts of the world this is a little bit different, and old age is not usually something that can be listed. There's always, is it organ failure or pneumonia or something. In this case, in the UK, you can actually just list old age. Now, there are lots of contributing factors that could contribute to a death of old age. It could have been organ failure, she could have had a stroke, she could have had a heart attack. But I think if it had have been, heart attack or stroke, I think that would have been listed as a cause of death. I think old age just means that her body shut down. She must have had just a really rapid closing down of her body, and I think that's what you would typically class as death from old age. I think, like I say, if there'd have been a heart attack or anything, or some YouTubers in particular have been speculating that there was a really serious underlying health condition such as a cancer or something like that. If that would have been the case, it would have been listed as the cause of death, or even a secondary contributing factor. Of course, if you can see, there's a space for A, B, C and D. So many underlying health conditions could have been listed, but old age was the one and only factor. So I don't think there was anything more sinister, although that's probably not going to stop people from speculating. The certifying registered medical practitioner is a Mr. Douglas James Allen Glass, and the forename and occupation of spouse or civil partner is listed as His Royal Highness the Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. Now, of course, Prince Philip passed away before the Queen, but he's still listed there as partner, spouse or civil partner. The Queen's parents are also listed and classed as deceased. Now, of course, the document does show that Princess Anne was the informant, so she has signed the form. And of course, it has been believed that Charles and Anne were the only family members present at the time of the Queen's death, and two of the Queen's dogs as well. The date of registration, of course, is the 16th of the 9th, 2022, and is signed by Lynn Driver, the registrar. So there we have it. That is the Queen's death certificate in full. It is the real one. It is not a fake. It is not a copy. This is the real certificate. Like I say, it's not really going to stop people from speculating what contributes as old age. But personally, in the UK, it is used for people who are just old, that are of a great age, and their body just shuts down. And I think that is probably more likely what we are looking at than anything else. So there we have it. As part of the historical record of the Queen's life, we now have a death certificate. Would we have had it if she'd have passed away in England? I don't think so. I think it would have been kept private. Eventually, it may have been disclosed in about 100 years' time, but no, I think they would have kept it pretty close to their chests until such time as when any living people are now deceased. But here we have it, because she passed away in Scotland. So again, just looking at what does it mean to die of old age, it's common to hear that someone has died of old age, but official advice states that doctors should avoid only using old age on death certificates, although it is used. The description is only accepted if the patient is over 80 and if the doctor has personally cared for the patient for a long period of time, observing a gradual decline, which we have seen with the Queen publicly. It also can only be used if doctors are unaware of any identifiable disease or injury that contributed to the death, so therefore I don't think it's anything more sinister. The phrase refers to the lifetime sum total of injury to the body's tissues and organs. However, other experts argue that you can't truly die of old age. Instead, they claim age simply makes someone more susceptible to heart or kidney disease, two illnesses that can kill, which again, I don't think people's speculation is going to end here. But like I say, I don't think it's anything more sinister than just illnesses that you would associate typically with old age. So just to go back through some of the timeline of Thursday, September the 8th, at 12 p.m, Liz Truss, the Prime Minister, was informed in the House of Commons that the Queen is ill. Then at 12:35, a statement was released from Buckingham Palace. At 12:47, a statement was released by Clarence House confirming that Prince Charles and Camilla would travel to Balmoral. 12:48, a minute later, Kensington Palace announced that Prince William will be travelling to Balmoral. 1:55 p.m, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex confirms that the couple will be travelling to Scotland. Whilst the initial statement mentioned Scotland, it did not make direct mention of Balmoral. 2:39 p.m, Prince William, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward and Sophie Wessex take off from RAF Northolt. 3:10 p.m, the Queen is pronounced dead, however that was not made public. 3:40 p.m, the jet carrying William and other royals lands at Aberdeen. 4:14, a news alert by the Press Association said the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were travelling to Balmoral separately from other royals. 4:30 p.m, Liz Truss was informed of the Queen's death. At 4:39 p.m, less than 30 minutes later, The Press Association issued another news alert, quoting an unnamed source saying that the Duchess of Sussex would not travel to Balmoral with the Duke of Sussex. 5 p.m, Prince William, Prince Andrew, Prince Edward and Sophie arrive at Balmoral. 5:35, Prince Harry takes off from Luton. 6:30 p.m, the royal family announced via social media that the Queen has died peacefully at Balmoral at the age of 96. 6:46 p.m, Prince Harry lands at Aberdeen Airport on a private jet from Luton. And 8 p.m, the Duke of Sussex arrives at Balmoral. Thank you for watching this video. If you have found it useful, then please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So, from me, until next time, goodbye.